Yes, you read the title right. Aya Wilson is out for the 2026 World Cup roster, and the coach's decision points to her long-running friction with Caitlyn Clark. We're about to unpack why USA Basketball documented every petty comment, and how that file became part of the case for moving on. Stay with me, because the roster wasn't just about stats. It was about leadership, team chemistry, and who translates best to FIBA play. And while Wilson reacted with shock, Clark stepped in with gratitude and focus. Here's how that contrast, plus global impact, pushed Clark to starting point guard. Quick question before we get into the film and the strategy. If a star drops elite numbers every night, can their words still cost them a roster spot? Because that's the line USA Basketball just drew. The pivot was clear: build a group that holds together under FIBA pressure, not a collection of domestic killers who don't blend. The staff leaned into cohesion and translation. Who runs the lanes? Who keeps the huddle calm? Who plays with the whistle and the floor spacing? And who doesn't drag the room into side battles? Now, here's where it gets uncomfortable. Wilson's standing in the game is secure. She's been a headliner. But reports say 2 years of sniping, shade, and small digs aimed at Clark started to add weight. 1 or 2 moments can pass. A pattern becomes a problem. In a national setup, those patterns don't get ignored. Everything lives somewhere. Post-game pressers, offhand remarks, a sarcastic line in a social caption, a clip from a podcast. That's how a staff builds a timeline, and a timeline turns into a file. People hear culture and think it's just vibes. It's not. Leadership audits are real. Teams use internal reviews, quiet surveys, exit interviews, and simple film room observation. Who talks over teammates? Who listens? Who brings focus when drills stall? Who turns a turnover into a glare instead of a fix? Staff log those moments the same way they log pick-and-roll coverages. You can be a bucket and still miss the assignment when the assignment is to lead. We've seen this choice play off in other national programs. Spain's men, for example, leaned into continuity and role buy-in at Eurobasket and the World Cup and punched above raw talent. Canada's women tightened roles and saw their defense hold up in late-clock moments at international tournaments. Not the biggest stars at every spot, but the best fit for the format. That's the model, the pieces that lock, not the posters that sell. FIBA is its own game. The lane is crowded, spacing compresses, the whistle is different, and tempo swings faster in bursts but slower in half-court stretches. You need guards who make one-read decisions against zones, bigs who screen and slip with timing, and wings who cut without waiting for a set. The corner 3 is shorter, help defenders tag and recover quicker, and hand-checking gets a longer leash. If your style depends on NBA or WNBA spacing and a friendly whistle, you can look stuck overseas. So when staffers talk about receipt keeping, they're not being petty. They're building a case. A single petty comment? Whatever. A dozen across pressers, socials, and pods? That becomes a pattern that can bleed into huddles and travel days. Once it's a pattern, it's actionable. International windows are short. You don't have time to smooth out grudges. One practice, one scrimmage, and you're into pool play. Every minute invested in managing drama steals a minute from installing late-game sets or scouting a 2 to 3 matchup zone you'll see on day 2. The message from the coach came across plain. No more drama first. Selection runs through unity and FIBA fit. If you stabilize the locker room, your sets look cleaner. If your huddles stay quiet and direct, end-of-game execution rises. That's not theory. That's how short tournaments are won. A clean chain of command, defined roles, quick decisions. And with that pivot, the next part becomes obvious. If the standard is cohesion and international translation, then the staff has to reward the guard who fits that blueprint. That sets the stage for Clark's elevation. So why her, and why now? So what moved Clark from promising guard to the face of a World Cup build? Selectors kept circling the same core: pace, decisions, conditioning, and how she leads day to day. She pushes tempo without losing the handle on the game, hits early reads, and keeps her turnovers in check. Coaches love that she runs hard in minute 38 like it's minute 2. And her leadership habits show up in simple stuff. First to drills, short huddles with clear asks, and no drift when reps get messy. That's the type of profile that holds up when the schedule squeezes and scouting narrows. Now, the obvious question: there are veteran guards in the pool. Why hand the keys to someone younger with FIBA pressure staring you down? The answer kept coming back to fit. In international play, the ball has to move before the defense loads, and your lead guard has to shoot defenders out of zones or slice them with 1 or 2 dribbles. Clark checks those boxes. She sees the weak side early, hits the slot skip, and punishes soft tags with pocket passes. She also stretches the floor beyond the arc, which stretches help. When your point guard's gravity pulls a top defender out to 28 feet, your bigs get cleaner rolls and your wings find daylight on cuts. Pick and roll is the engine, and the reads have to fire fast. Clark's timing with short roll bigs matters. She will hit the middle as soon as the low man leans, or use a live dribble to force a stunt and then sling to the corner. Low turnover play isn't a buzzword here, it's survival. FIBA teams sit in gaps, jab at your handle, and sell contact. A guard who values the ball and takes the simple pass keeps the possession alive. That's where she separates. It isn't about a highlight feed. It's the decision before the trap gets there. There's another layer selectors rarely say out loud, but always track. Market pull. National federations care about who moves the audience. When a player drives attendance spikes and lifts TV windows, you get bigger broadcast slots, more neutral site buzz, and more leverage with sponsors. Clark's profile brings those bumps. Social traffic jumps when she's on, international streams trend higher, and partner activations see better engagement. In a short tournament, that surge helps ticketing and exposure on neutral courts. It also means more noise in the gym, which matters when runs swing games. Behavior matters too. When the call came, reports framed her response as gratitude first, task-focused. No public shade, no stray shots. That tone travels. Staff want fewer fire drills off the court and a point guard who treats the gig like a job, not a feud. It shows up in little things, staying after to walk through late-game ATOs, thanking the scout who clipped the zone looks, and moving on from a bad rep without bringing the room down. You stack enough of those and veterans buy in because the work is clean. Here's a quick practice snapshot coaches talk about. Scrimmage gets choppy, turnovers pile up, and the whistle stops the run. She gathers the group, points to one fix, set the angle lower, hit the pocket earlier, then calls the set and goes. No lecture, just clear steps. On the next rep, the big catches in stride, the weak side wing lifts on time, and you get a corner 3. That calm huddle presence earns trust way faster than a speech. Put it together and the case lands. On-court fit, low-risk decisions, deep range against zones, plus the off-court lift in audience and tone. That full package made her the starting point guard choice. Which brings us to the fallout on the other side. Where does that leave Wilson, and what went down when she heard the decision? This wasn't a box score verdict. It was a reset. USA Basketball sent a message about how you win FIBA games and grow the audience at the same time. You build around habits, quick reads, and a locker room that stays quiet when the whistle gets weird. Roles tighten, sets run cleaner, and the brand gets a lift. Now I want your take. Did the coach get it right choosing chemistry over seniority? And does Clark's style hold under gold medal pressure? Drop it in the comments. If you want deeper dives on FIBA schemes, zone breakers, and player fits, hit subscribe. Film room breakdowns are up next.